Je peux me présenter, je m'appelle Daniel Mtambala Mazinga. Je suis directeur du Centre du Congo, Fédération des femmes pour le développement intégral du Congo.
Our center is called Cordelia Center for the Rehabilitation of Torture Victims, Hungary, Budapest.
Hi, I am Miriam Madzima Makwemberi, a counseling coordinator at Counseling Services Unit, CSU.
Hello, hi, my name is Maite Samakona and I'm a senior advisor at the Swedish Red Cross Health and Care Department, and this is my colleague
Alexandra Thorin.
Diagwithakara, my name is Aisling Hearns and I'm the therapy coordinator in Sperasi.
Standard 3 describes safety of victims and how rehabilitation centers can ensure plans are in place to protect victims. This includes taking responsibility and maintaining appropriate professional boundaries regarding relationships with victims.
It's important to keep in mind the safety and security of victims. Hungary is a secure country, but what does security mean for the person? They need to be offered services to be confidential enough. Our clients are in a mistrustful position due to their painful, traumatic past. So we try to make sure that the therapeutic space is secure and confidential enough for them.
We're also working at the moment on implementing paragraph 3 of the global standards, which focuses on the safety of victims. So when turning to our rehabilitation centers, for us it's really, really important that our patients feel confident in the professionals they meet, of course. And this confidence is crucial for them to feel safe, but also to have the courage to openly talk about their symptoms and what has happened to them prior to coming to our centers. And of course, it is a requisite in order to receive the treatment they need.
In Sperasi, safety is at the forefront of all of the processes that we do. People who are attending Sperasi are often undergoing the international protection process. And in Ireland, this is a very long and arduous system where the living situation can be quite traumatic in itself. The living situation for people who are seeking asylum involves shared accommodation, sometimes in very remote areas without access to privacy or any sense of safety or stability while they're going through this process. So in Sperasi, we try to make our services and our building, our relationships with the client, that safe space. So being able to build up that stability for the person within our relationship helps to give that kind of foundation and grounding for the rehabilitation to start.
Our mission and practice are built around do not harm principle and ensure the safety of torture survivor, whether during our direct work with them or facilitating implementation of safe measures when other institutions engaged with them.
So that at the moment, we're currently working on developing our systems to further ensure patient confidentiality and data protection mainly when sharing data with external actors. So we'll also evaluate how this work develops and whether it improves patient confidentiality in the future.
Aussi, nous allons renforcer la sécurité des victimes au sein des centres. Et ces services aussi, ça doit nous permettre de mettre en place toutes les mesures possibles de sécurité en faveur des victimes.
Further to this, the way that we help to build safety with our clients is through empowerment and choice. So all of our services are a choice. We have a selection of treatments that people can choose from, and no one is ever forced to speak about anything that they don't want to speak about. We've found that this builds up a sense of trust within the service and doesn't mirror certain situations that they might have experienced during the torture.
Self-monitoring is another important aspect of safety of victims, and
regarding this issue, we work with reporting mechanisms, which means that we investigate occurrences when something has happened to a patient that could have lead to physical or psychological injury or illness or death. And this could have been avoided if adequate measures had been taken during the patient's contact with us. So what we want here is to prevent and minimize the risk of patient safety injuries at the rehabilitation centers.
Safety in Sporasi is an ongoing process. We try to look at new ways of doing this all the time. We are always asking clients for feedback through different focus groups or through research to try and get their input on what helps them to feel safe in Sporasi.
Healing is possible only through creating a sense of safety and a relationship of trust where the torture survivors are treated with dignity. This includes both physical and their psychological safety. Working in a context where stigma coming from the family, community, institution surround the survivor of sexual violence in conflict, it is imperative to build the whole treatment program on the basis of confidentiality and the needs of the survivors.
One of the main things that comes back is confidentiality. So clients that are attending Sporasi are very happy with the fact that they don't hear about anything that they've said from anyone else outside of Sporasi. So this seems to really build up that sense of trust and safety in Sporasi also.
At CSU, safety and well-being of victims is paramount, and all decisions made take into consideration any threats that can affect the safety of victims and their service provider. Safety is key, and CSU ensures that all rehabilitation processes are not re-traumatizing. Staff members are accountable for maintaining appropriate boundaries regarding relationships with victims.
Beyond creating and implementing safety and safeguarding measures during the provision of service of our organization, we have created tools to help the institution when engaging with survivors. On such a tool, we have created the Protocol on Identification, Investigation and Treatment of Sexual Violence Cases during the War in Kosovo. Such a protocol is supporting survivors of sexual violence to be ensured during the access to justice in order to not be re-traumatized and to be empowered psychologically to testify in the court.
We very much focus on a sense of safety when it comes to our LGBTQ clients. About 1 in 6 of our clients are from the LGBTQ community. And when people from this community are seeking asylum in Ireland, they're also put into these living situations where they have to share rooms with people that they don't know, that they don't trust, and who are often quite discriminatory against the LGBTQ community. For this reason, it's very important that we ensure that we are very LGBTQ positive in Sporasi, and we do this by, flying the Pride flag, making sure that there's access to groups, so peer support groups that we have in Sporasi to help survivors to meet other people in their same situation and to try and develop relationships and friendships.
We have made sure to provide sensitive training to the institution working with survivors of wartime sexual violence, educating them about victim-centric approach, avoiding traumatization, re-traumatization, and survivor-informed policies.
Thank you for your attention.
Nous disons et nous vous remercions.
Okay, so thank you for your time and attention. This was everything from us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.